Hey, good Sunday to you and welcome to Dirtmania. We have an interesting show for you today. Unfortunately, once again, Mother Nature catching up to us out of Lima Land. We rained out another race. This one probably one of the most important ones of the year. Certainly one of the biggest payouts that we're going to accomplish this year. And that was our 68th anniversary race. Just way too much rain, over 4 inches of rain during the week leading up to race night. And Mother Nature showed up with a shower too, and that pretty much put the end of that racing. But I thought it'd be really cool to bring some guys in and let's talk some racing. You know, you're probably sick and tired of hearing me talk, so I've got some guys that I consider to be some good friends of mine. I've got to know these guys over the year, and now we're going to sit down and talk with them and just talk about some racing and how things are going for them and what they plan on doing next year. So with me now, I want to introduce our panel. This is our modified panel, folks. On the far end, I have Darrell Banks. Then next to him, Nick Roslett, Frankie Lucchini, and Tony Anderson. All these guys far up in the points battling for the title out at Lima Land in the modified class. And we're going to let each one of them introduce themselves to you. Maybe you don't know them personally. And let you tell them who gets them to the track each week and how they feel about their year so far. So why don't you go first, Darrell?
Darrell Banks. I run the 24B car. I got pretty good sponsors this year. I got Workwear Express. They're out of Decatur. I have Bruner Construction and Remodeling out of Huntsville. And I've got Lee Kinsel GM Sales and Service out of Van Wert, and the shop out of Van Wert. And we've had a pretty decent season, and they've helped me out quite a bit this year.
Okay, Nick?
Yeah, my name's Nick Rossett. I drive the number 17 modified. My sponsors are the Tin Lizzie Saloon, Salon 109, the Lipstick Auto Mart, Ottawa Oil Company, and the season's been going pretty decent. Had a few little problems with the new car, and we're getting worked out now. We can't wait to get out again.
All right, Frankie Lucchini next.
Frank Lucchini, Easttown Motors sponsor, U.S. Muffler and Brake, Bob's Dry Cleaners, and pretty good sponsors. And I'd like to say hi to Jackie and all the girls down at the laundromat. I appreciate it.
And Tony Anderson.
Yep, my name's Tony. I drive the 22T Modified. It's owned by Troy and Cindy Bridenbaugh out of Bluffton, Ohio. And some of our main sponsors are Custom Staffing, AccuCut Lawn Care, Dynamic Signs, Regalia's Pizza Village. We have a lot of sponsors on the car. We're real happy with the accomplishments we've made with the Modified this year. We're starting to get the hang of it, and one of these days maybe we'll be able to run Frankie down someday, maybe.
Okay, well, last time we saw those guys go at it, it was a pretty good race. We're going to open up with some racing footage right now. This goes all the way back to the very first race of the year. This was our late model Mania, our May 16th show. We'd rained out 7 consecutive races before we actually got to racing. So let's get to some racing, and we'll let these guys talk about it and see. That first race, Todd Sherman was on the pole, Darrell Banks in second. Also, Frankie Lucchini starting 14th, Tony Anderson 11th, Nick Roslett in 6th. So talk to me, guys. Darrell, you were racing neck to neck with Todd. What was that like?
Right there at the start, I thought I had to move up there at the top side. So I run up there on the high side, and it wasn't there. Sherman got a little quicker than I did, and as you can see, he got underneath me, and he got in front of me, and that was it. Couldn't get by him.
Now, Tony, you and Nick had to come up from the back. How was that going?
Pretty tough, a lot of work.
Yeah.
Anytime you start in the back like that, it's real tough to come up through the field.
It was a different car. It was a brand new car, so it was the first race of the year. First, we wanted to make sure we could do a couple laps, so it was being cautious at first, trying to get through, and hopefully they strung out a little bit so we can go do some racing. But Lima Land, they go around 2 and 3 abreast all the time, so we get with it.
That's for sure.
Well, what about you, Frankie? Now, you made some good hay in this race coming from outside the top 10. How did you do that?
I don't know exactly how we got to start back that far, but we did, and car was working real good, and got some holes opened up for us, and had a little luck on our side, and come up through there, and really like to have about 1 or 2 more laps in that race.
All right, now, Darrell, was Sherman taking your line away, or were you running the line you feel most comfortable running at Lima Land?
No, I thought the car was going to work up there on the high side. That's how we had it set up for, and it just didn't. You can see right there, I finally had to get her back down to the bottom. That's where the track was at. It wasn't up there at the top, so she just wouldn't hook.
Now, that was our first race racing, so Let me ask you something. Did the walls look any different? Does the track have any little different feel from having to install the brand new walls over the winter time?
Same old Lima land to me.
I really noticed on the backstretch that was moved in a little bit. Coming out of 2, you could rub that back wall pretty easily. So you could kind of tell it was a little narrower back there.
Now, Tony, you ended up in the 10th spot, and you run both classes. So what's working in this race for you? What's not working? The car just didn't hook up?
Well, being our first race of the season, we were really overly cautious. I probably drove way too conservative my first 2 or 3 races, but in this particular race, I was really nervous, and I don't want to go out there and tear anybody else's equipment up while learning how to drive a modified, and he just kind of like played follow leader and made a move when the opportunity arose, and other than that, watched Frankie blow by us.
Oh, we got 1 lap to go, and in this race, it pretty was Todd Sherman's to win, and he took the checkers that first night out, and it was Sherman. Darrell finished in 2nd. Frankie made it all the way to 3rd. Nick sitting in 5th, and as I said, Tony made it up into 10th. So some good racing there. How about just getting a race under your belts?
It felt good to get a race underneath the belt, like I say, with the new car.
That was our first Lima land. We'd already raced a couple other races, and so we pretty much.
So let's talk chassis. Now I know, Darrell, you have an edge.
I got an edge.
You have an edge. Nick's got an edge.
I got a bi-car.
Frankie's got a bi-car.
I run a laser.
Tony's got a laser. And if I'm correct, so far this year, a bi-car has won every mod main. Is that true?
I'm not sure what.
Because it's been Hull.
Yeah, because Hull, I don't think is.
Yeah.
Hull runs a bi-car. Pretty sure.
He builds his own car, but
I think it's a bi-car.
That's 4 of them, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
So-
good race car.
So, any difference? Any reason you choose the frame that you run, or is it just what your owner puts you in, or?
Because Nick Pika builds the cars, and he helps you out, and anytime you need any help, he's there.
Right, he's
You know,
at the
if you
track.
need to get it fixed, he's gonna be on it, and you're gonna go racing the next weekend.
What about you, Frankie?
They got a pretty good history of running good with them cars. We tried one out 3 or 4 years ago and liked them, had pretty good success, and got us a new one a couple years ago, and I think it's a pretty good race car.
And Tony?
Well, our main reason we started with the lasers, Al and Eric Austin do most of my setups on the modified, and they were really familiar with lasers. They'd ran them for years with other drivers, and that was the main reason. And since we've been running a laser, John Staples treats us real nice, and I like the car. We're starting to get fast, and yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yep, I'll agree with that. All right, so let's go forward now. We're going to talk about the Firecracker Friday race, which was a really good track. I think everybody started in not an ideal position. Matter of fact, we'll roll that tape for you, and you'll see that we have Nick starting in 7th, Frankie's in 8th, Tony's in 12th, and Darrell's in 19th. So we got a lot of work to do in this race, don't we, guys?
Yes, sir.
And there's some big hitters there tonight. Hirschberger's here, Hull's here. As always, the big guys coming to run for the big money. That's one thing that Lima Land does do. I'll have to say that I've noticed is they put some good money up for the mod guys.
Oh yeah, they're real generous with the money and the big shows, and it gives you a lot of PR too.
So we got Elvin out front on the restart. We'll take a look at who's out front. You got Elvin in first. Was that Greg Beam who showed up? David McWilliams, okay. I know Beam was at this race also. That was, I think, his only appearance so far this year. So what's it like, guys? How come so far back? What happened to get you where your starting spots were? There's Frankie hitting the wall. Frankie, why don't you take that?
Just that was pretty close racing right there, and just a little rough through that corner. And, it only takes somebody to get out of line or a little bobble or something, and it's that tight. Nowhere to go, you're in the wall. It's part of racing.
And that pretty much put you down that night. I think you ended up finishing what?
Way back.
Way back, yeah. And, one of the things about Lima is we do get the 3 and 4 wide racing, and you guys get around the track great like that, but, we always seem to have like 2 grooves working, and nobody's really making much hay in the top or bottom groove.
It's as good as competition gets anywhere you go in the country, so that's what you're going to have.
So Darrell, talk about the race. Tell me what was happening here.
I think the track was a little rough that night, and the setup we got on the car, we run what they call a shorty bar, and as you can see, the car is really getting a lot of side bite corner and do a lot of bouncing. So, and she's a handful that night.
Okay, and you were actually making some good progress in this race. We'll tell everybody where you finished.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, what about it?
I just pretty much riding around, like you said, it was a little rough in one corner. You had dry spots, and then you had a wet spot, So we were keeping it in the middle of the track, trying to keep it out of trouble, just get a few races under our belt with that new car.
Tony?
Well, I'm real partial to the top side in this modified. Between what type engine we run and the way they set up the car, we love to run up by the wall. And in this particular night, it was a little rough up there and a lot of traffic up there, and it was kind of hard to make a lot of headway. We did the best we could.
Yeah, it was, the track was a little rutting. Right in the center, it seemed like, was where the worst of the ruts were. And Elvin Hirschberger had his way for a long time, but that guy, Terry Hull, he's shown up, 3 times now this year, 2 times, and he's been in the Fox box. I got a permanent seat with his name on it when he shows up. It seems like he's a good racer, but he's a clean racer, isn't he?
Smooth.
Yeah, he's you could tell he's done it for a little while.
And him and Todd Sherman, we're going to show a little race here a little later on. They're good friends, and yet, Terry got into him one time there, and I think Doug St. Myers launched. And well, I'll tell you, I thought that was going to be a scary wreck, but that ended up being an okay deal. But all in all, up to this point in time, how would you guys rate your season through that race? Darrell, you started out like
Yeah, I started
man
out
of
good,
fire.
and my problem is at Lima Land, I can't draw. We draw for our start positions in the heat, and you're starting at the tail, everything, it's tough. And I had to go through the B's to get there to the features. Luckily, I've not missed a feature this year, so.
Like Daryl said, it's pretty tough. Draw means a lot during a heat race because the cars are so equal, and there's a lot of good drivers there. This is one of the hardest tracks to get a win at because you got so many good cars. Any night there's 20, 22 cars that could win.
Things are going pretty good for me this year. Got some pretty good draws, had some pretty good luck other than that one race, and I'd like to run about 10 more times, so all in all, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we've had some decent heat race draws. My problem is I can't draw for the feature. I'm starting 12th, 11th, 15th, 17th all the time. I just can't get my butt up there and draw a good number for the feature. We had one good draw this year, and it turned out to be a second place. So if I could get some better draw, I agree with Daryl on that.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a place where we break for our first commercial break. Hope you're liking the show. I think it's pretty cool. These guys getting in here and telling you what they're thinking, what's going on in the cars, and you can't get information like that unless you walk around the pit. So we'll be right back after the break.
Since 1980, we have been servicing the Limeland area vehicles. I feel proud knowing that I have treated my customers honestly and fairly. We carry a full line of Firestone and Dayton Performance tires, led by our popular performance tire, Firestone Firehawk SH30, outstanding in wet weather, and our stylish Daytona white lettered radial tire. We can service all your air conditioning needs. Inquire about our lifetime warranty on our Napa brake pads and our undercar service such as exhaust, shocks, and struts.
Sign Pro, perfect to the letter. You just can't do better than a Sign Pro sign. Sign Pro, making you look better. Perfect to the letter with a Sign Pro sign.
Hi, I'm Lenny Guyton. These guys make this Budweiser Thunderstock go fast, and Sign Pro makes it look good.
To be a successful race team, you need all the right elements. A driver with desire and skills to win, crew chief that can read track conditions, an owner dedicated to the sport. To be a successful business like Tim Hogan's Carpet, you need similar elements. A great selection of competitively priced carpets, tiles, laminates, and hardwoods, a knowledgeable and courteous sales staff with expert installation. So come out and support the Tim Hogan's Fox 25 Sprint Car at Lima Land and shop Tim Hogan's Lima for all your flooring needs.
Tim Hogan's the way to buy carpet.
Hey, welcome back. Pretty cool stuff having these guys explain to you what's going on in their heads and what's happening out there on the track. You don't get this kind of perspective. If you went in the pits and you start asking these questions, they'd want you out of there anyhow because they're busy. They're trying to win a race. So let's get back to some racing. This one comes from a late model mania race, the last one we had out there, and this is a good race. Roediger's on the pole, Bibbler's second, Tony Anderson third. Nick Roslett, I believe, starts in fifth. Frankie, you're starting in the ninth hole. Darrell, You're in the 17th hole. You got a long way to go. So let's talk.
Yeah, it was a night I had to come to the B. So it was, like you said, a lot of traffic. There was a lot of good racing going on. So the track was pretty decent that night. We just started picking them off and coming from the back.
Mike Roediger got to get out to an early lead, and he did pretty good out there for a while, but he's got a yellow number 22T breathing down his backside, huh, Tony?
Yeah, we had the car hooked up really fast on the top side that night, and it was our best starting position in the feature all year in the modified, and I was trying to take advantage of it, and when we started racing 2 and 3 abreast, that was just awesome, and it's kind of hard to do that and keep track of what you're doing, and without noticing, hey, we're 3 abreast. But the car was really fast. I was happy with it.
Okay, Frankie, you started 9th, and you were slowly pecking away at cars. How was the car feeling for you this night?
The car was pretty good. I think we was off just a little bit somewhere. I can't quite remember, but we was just taking our time and trying to keep Terry behind us, which didn't work out so well. And I think we ended up getting 3rd or so in that race. And,
yep.
Tony gave me a pretty good battle at the end. It's a pretty good job by Tony.
All right, now, Nick, what was going on with you? We got a little interesting footage coming up here.
Yeah, I think I was running in the middle of the track, and I slowly started moving up on the track, trying to find some traction up here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I got a little too close to the wall.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll see that coming up. Now, Terry Hull, he started, I believe, 12th in this race, and he slowly worked his way forward too, but it just seemed like him and Sherman and those guys were really getting after it pretty hot and heavy. And here's 2 of our 3 compatriots running neck and neck. You and Nick put on you and Frankie put on a really good show, Tony.
Yeah, I think that might have actually helped Terry Hall a little bit those last 3 or 4 laps, because me and Frankie swapped positions 5 or 6 times. I think it gave him some room, a cushion to pull away a little bit.
I'll have to agree with you, because when I saw Terry's car, his front tires were towed out about 3 inches. I mean, he looked like the YMCA coming down the track there. But there's some good 4-wide racing. I think that was our best track we've had all year at Lima Land that night. What do you guys think?
I think you're
That was
right.
pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, there was some good four-wide racing there, but it was all behind the leader. And basically, Nick, you were sliding back. Now, you say you may have found something.
Yeah, we have a little radiator problem. We're losing water during the race for some reason. And we had it snake down in the frame, and I guess it's pointing right at that rear tire. So that's why we're getting slower at the end of the race, because we pulled that up out of the frame, and we're shooting antifreeze on the back tire. So, yeah, that'd make you real slippery.
That's got to be a handful.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go down to points real quick. Frankie Lucchini's sitting at 580. Andy Holderman, who couldn't be with us tonight, he had a cross-stitching class that he couldn't miss. He's sitting at 540. You guys don't mind, though, do you? Darrell, you're sitting at 510. Todd Sherman, who's not with us also, he's at 510. Tony, you're at 480. Nick, you're at 455. And also Josh Scott at 455. So, really, we got 3 races left. This could go anybody's way, don't you think?
Frankie's mine. That's all I can say.
You got to keep making features. You got to keep making it. It's
That's
tough.
the key, consistency.
Yes.
All right, well, we got another big money race left, so maybe old Terry Hull or Todd Sherman will show up and create a little issue here as well, take some of those big points. But certainly thank all you guys for coming in tonight. I know it's the night before a race and you want to be with the car. I know I would be. I'd just be hanging out sniffing methanol just for the heck of it. But thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody at home really enjoyed this little visit with our mod drivers.
Appreciate it.
Make your move to a great career in automotive technologies at of Northwestern Ohio. Northwestern is the national leader in automotive, agricultural, diesel, and high-performance motorsports training. Learn from the best in state-of-the-art facilities and at the world's largest motorsports classroom. Get on your way to a new career with more satisfaction and better pay. Call to arrange a personal consultation at 419-998-3120. The University of Northwestern Ohio.
Oil change, Bay 3. Brake fluid check, Bay 3.
You're listening to Valvoline Super Pro Certified Technicians on the Job. We use the most proven system in the quick lube industry called The Show to ensure that your vehicle is serviced in the most air-proof and professional manner. Stop by Valvoline on Elida Road to get a full-service oil change while you wait in your car or truck. Our team of experts will have your vehicle ready to go and on the road in no time. And of course, we use only the finest quality Valvoline products to ensure the long life of your engine. Cars, we know them, we love them.
Bernie Mac is moving to a new night and time. How sweet it is. The Bernie Mac Show, 8, 7 Central, Fridays this summer on Fox.
The biggest stories in football are in the NFC, and the NFC's on Fox.
All right, man, with me now is a pretty darn motley crew, I'll tell you. But you know what, all these guys are really cool. They all got their own personality. And it's cool to have them here on the set because usually things are tense at the racetrack. You know, we got races to win. But, you know, right now we're all just having fun and laughing. So I'm going to introduce to you our Thunderstock group. And I'm telling you, this is a bunch. On the far end is Mr. Tony Seifert, freshly married, still whipped. Right next to him is Lenny Guyton. He has put a green stripe on everybody out at the racetrack this year. Last year's reigning track champion, though, so kudos to Lenny. Tony Anderson, he's been king of the quarter mile in the Thunderstocks. How many times, Tony?
3 times, 2 times, something I don't
2
remember.
times.
Oh, yeah,
and he's registered. He's in the king of the quarter mile this year. Tony also with us in the mod class, so you know Tony double dips out at Lima Land, but obviously an accomplished driver. And then this guy who has been the hog out at the track this year, he has been the guy to beat, I think, almost every night, is Mr. Jeff Babcock. Last time I saw you, I think you were crawling out from underneath the car. We'll get to that later, all right? So we're going to start down with Tony, and Tony's going to tell us about his sponsors and who gets him to the track.
I'm Tony Seifert, 25S. I got Hampshire's racing engine for our motor. Seifert's carpet. We got Banshee Graphics, does our lettering. He does a real good job on that. Marvin's Rubbish. That's about it.
All right, Lenny.
Drive the 74 car, green with flames. We've heard it's put green stripes everywhere. Got a lot of great sponsors: Sportscaster Bar and Grill, Associated Plastics and Ada, Kinsley and Sun Paving and Mount Blanchard, Sign Pro, of course, Cool Wind Farm. A lot of great sponsors.
All right, Tony Anderson.
My name's Tony Anderson. Once again, my 22T black stock car is owned by Troy and Sydney Breidenball out of Bluffton, Ohio. Custom staffing, AccuCut, control displacement engines, dynamic signs. I have lots of sponsors. I'd like to thank them and my crew. I got one of the best stock car crews in the world. These guys really bust their butts. I'd like for Jeff Babcock to keep his chair on its wheels over here. I don't want him to flip upside down.
I checked that. I checked that already.
We got to get Seifert to quit rocking like an old lady. All right, Jeff Babcock next.
Hi, I'm Jeff Babcock, 7B. I think JP Enterprises, North Main Auto Wash, Line X of Wood County, Edge Race Cars, and Hampshire Racing Engines, and I think that's it.
All right. Well, let's start. We're going to open up with our first race of the year with these guys as well. So let's get right to the racing footage. In this race, Jeff, you're on the pole. Larry Guyton, Lenny's brother, right behind him. And also, we got Tony Seifert. He was way back in the pack at 12th. Talk about it, guys. Let's hear what's going on. Why don't you start, Jeff, since you're leading?
Well, Larry was giving me all he had, and I was giving him all he had, and his car went away and ended up winning.
You ended up winning. All right. So all right. Jeff's already given away the thing. But here's Tim Martin with the in-car cam. So this is some pretty cool footage. Have you guys all seen that in-car cam footage yet?
No, this is the first time right here. I think I have one tomorrow, actually.
Yes, Tony has one in the Vern Fricke Thunderstock Select, and that's going to be
74
cool
is trying to get me to go out to eat here. He's wanting to know where I want to go. I'm not sure, though, you know. I'll let him pull up. How about Wendy's?
I think he's cheating. He had bleeders. Isn't this where he had bleeders?
He had bleeders on it.
He's always cheating.
Now, Lenny, you own that car, right?
Yeah, and I try to keep him from cheating, but he don't really.
Yeah, every time he cheats, you know he's cheating right with you. You're gonna let him cheat. You're not cheating. Now, come on.
Two types of racers.
All right,
Doers
Lenny.
and cheaters, ain't there?
Now tell me, you and I talked after this race. I asked you what was going on because it seemed like your car was pushing real bad, and that was a new car for you this year, right?
Yeah, we Bob took care of us. He got us a brand new laser chassis, and we put it together. And it's a lot different than the old car. The old cars, you can ask my brother. It's a piece of work. But me and David, Mike, and all the guys that worked with it for 4 years and got it fast. And then you jump in a brand new car, and we start at ground zero, and we still just now starting to get it to get towards the front. And we still got a couple T's to cross and I's to dot. We're getting there.
Now, Tim Martin was pretty far back, so we can't see you guys all up front because actually you guys all did really well. Matter of fact, almost every race this year, you guys have been towards the front. Tony Anderson, I saw you back there in the black car. How was it your first night out?
Well, actually, we totally missed our setup, not from the crew's fault. It was mostly my fault. I made some calls on the track, and while Race Hog here took off and left everybody, I struggled a little bit, and I think we finished 4th or 5th. I wasn't very happy with the car, and after that, I kind of let the crew do more what they wanted to do. I take the blame that night.
Had the 4-cylinder at that
Yeah, we had the 231 V6, and it just didn't work out. Track was too heavy, too little of a motor.
All right, Mr. Seifert, give us some insight here.
I don't remember where I finished that.
But you was going forward.
I was going forward.
Well, I'll help you guys out. Jeff obviously won. Lenny made his way all the way to 2nd place that night. 3rd was Tony Seifert.
Oh, there I am.
And Tony Anderson ended up 5th. And really, this was, I already asked Tony this question, but I'll ask you guys this question. There is your finishing order. So obviously, it's obvious why you guys are right here with me tonight. You're the top guys in the points, and you finished. And almost every race, these guys have finished right up towards the front. And that's what you got to do at Lima Land, especially with how few races we've had this year. I mean, it's going to be hard to come from the back.
I think consistency is a big thing. The rain, I feel, has hurt cars like me. I'm not a real hot shoe like these guys are. I work on consistency. And with lack of races, I got to either drop the hammer or finish last, one or the other. So these guys are, per race, they're a lot faster than I am. So the rain's hurt me.
All right, so before we get into our next race, what do you think about the Vern Fricke Thunderstock Select? Yay or nay? You going to win?
Yeah, I'm trying to go out there with it. I think I won the last 2 years,
Because we're inverting, and then you got to come all the way through, and then they mix master them all up, and then invert again. So it sounds to me, I've never seen it before. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but it sounds to me like an awesome race. What about you, Lenny? You got it ready to go?
Oh, it's a big night for us. Our company's bought tickets for everybody from the shop, DTR Industries that wants to go. So there's going to be a lot of people out there, and the Select, no points involved. It's win or break.
All right, Tony?
I think the toughest part will be in that first where they split them up 5-5, and I have to start 10th in one of the races. And if I can make it through that, I think I have a shot at winning.
Jeff?
I feel the same way Tony does. I can make it through the first one. I think I have a good shot at the second one.
I'm anxious to see that race. All right, let's watch some more racing action. This time, it is going to be the May 30th show, and this is a makeup race. And this one here has another one of our pole guys here. He's going to win the race, and what we have up front is Jeff Babcock, and let's see, I saw Lenny out there leading.
Babcock's in the back.
Are you in the back?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Already? You started out 10th.
Back there with me, I think.
I didn't know. I started like 18th.
You're just getting kind of
18th.
You're getting kind of used to
Just
seeing
getting-
him on the pole. That's what I'm talking about.
He's just up
Not
there
sure
all-
exactly what's happening there. We'll get to the bottom of
Lenny
that.
started 3rd, Tony Seifert started 5th, Tony Anderson 7th, and as I stand corrected, Jeff Babcock started outside. But who's this guy up front?
Jimmy Brown.
Jim Brown.
Nino.
He's good. His car has been fast this year, but seems to me he's having a hard time keeping his tires on his rims.
Yeah, Lady Luck's not on his side this year. He is pretty fast.
And we're gonna see some interesting footage with Jim a little bit later on, but he's gonna have one of those. He's gonna have one of those nights where he just ends up rolling a tire off a rim.
I'm telling you, keep that chair on its wheels, Jeff.
And Jim was checking out on this, and it was kind of cool to actually see you guys racing in daylight. I mean, the cars look so different. And what about going down turn 3 or down the back straightaway to turn 3 this time of night? Is the sun an issue?
Sunlight's a bear.
Bad. You can't see nothing going down the back stretch.
Okay, so Lenny gave us his reason why he was running over people that night. Tony Anderson, you want to take that?
Well, he was running over people. We were running the high side, and I think was in so much traffic, it was just tough to come up through. I had to pick and choose and try and keep smooth.
All right, let's put it on hold here. We're going to go to commercial break. So you guys stay with us. We're going to talk to more of these guys. You can see they're a bunch of clowns, but I like them anyhow. We'll be right back.
Do you know who has the largest in-stock selection of hot tubs in Northwest Ohio? Lake Distributing, your area's hot tub megastore. Lake Distributing carries over 5 major brands of hot tubs and has over 40 different styles in stock and ready for delivery, and services everything that they sell. Pool tables, bar accessories, tanning beds, gas grills, darts, and more. Don't get blown out of the water by high prices. See Lake Distributing Company today, your authorized dealer of fun and relaxation.
Tired of putting up with musculoskeletal pain? Do you have sprains or strains that aren't healing or responding to medication therapy or manipulation? Then Prolotherapy from Dr. Mike Corman may be your solution. Dr. Mike fixes a lot of chronic pains, strains, sprains, and suffering using Prolotherapy. Prolotherapy or regenerative injection techniques are a safe and effective alternative to surgery that help to strengthen the ligaments and tendons where they attach to the bone. To find out what else Dr. Mike and the folks at Lima Pain and Rehab can do for you, see their ad in the phone book.
There's only one VTX 1800. The biggest, baddest, most powerful V-twin you can ride. Built from the ground up to be unique, so you can customize the VTX as extreme as you want to be. And now we'll start you off with $1,000 of Honda genuine accessories to turn our VTX into your VTX.
Customize your new Honda at Ohio Cycle Works on Elida Road in Lima, just 2 miles west of the Lima Mall.
Hey, thanks for staying with us. Okay, we're going to take these guys to Steve Brown Memorial Race. Obviously, we do a lot of memorial racing out there, and unfortunately, it's not necessarily for a good reason. But you know, we like to remember the guys that raced with us or were part of racing. And this race was a pretty interesting race. I think we've got some choice tidbits. We start out with our guys. Let's see, where were we? Tony Anderson started second, Guyton started fifth, Jeff Babcock sixth, and Seifert was in 12th. And Tony Anderson had the black car out. I think this was after I called you a slug at Eldora in the blue car.
Yeah.
So Tony came back with the black car, put Gary Hillary in the blue car now, which is a very great, very nice thing to do. So Tony, talk about it.
Well, this is the race I got you back for that slug comment. We had the car hooked up this night, our only front row starting a feature all year, and we just took off. The car was fast, extremely fast. I wanted another 10 laps this night. It was a good race car. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, on every restart, you checked out. All right, Lenny, let's talk about this. Let's see, you ended up within the top 5. We won't give it away exactly. So how is the car working? You've had a few races now. Is it working better for you?
We didn't win, so it's not working how it should have been. Mr. Babcock can tell you, it wasn't working like it should have been.
I think he was pushing in the corner, Gary. I think he was pushing.
Tony Seifert, come on, help us out here.
Oh, I started back there in the back. Got up on the high side and was doing pretty good there for a while. And
yeah, we got that.
Got up the front pretty close.
We got it. I think it's coming out.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
we're
up
real
on
close.
the top one.
I think it gets a little
So
ugly.
I'm right there with Guyton too, so
Yeah.
I don't lose him anywhere.
Is this another green stripe story?
Yeah, no,
That might have been a green.
No, that's Larry. That's Larry working over Hatcher.
Yeah.
And there's Seifert.
They're just beating me. I'm used to it though.
Now, Tony, you were running like a half width higher than everybody. You were rooster tailing out of every corner with all that loose dirt up there. That was actually pretty cool to see from my standpoint.
I like running up. I like running up the top. I mean, not a lot of people do, but if you got a car that run up there, you can get around there.
Tony was getting big leads.
Is that what that is? Is a big lead?
That is a big lead. There's nobody else in the view.
Well, that's probably if I keep drawing the feature numbers like I'm drawing. The car was just amazingly fast. I didn't have a traffic deal with that. Helped a lot though.
All right, now I see you're push drafting, bump drafting with Larry. Oh! Yep, Bernie Craig.
You can't blame Larry for that, can you?
No, I ain't blaming.
That's tore out. That's what that is.
It's just tore up. No, that was just racing.
Yeah, and you were spinning around. That was, you know.
Oh, we missed the 74.
Yeah, that's too bad. Oh no, we're still up there. Maybe it didn't happen yet.
One of them already happened.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm still in there.
74
Yeah.
trying to kiss the
Am I still in
70.
there?
I believe that this is the race, Lenny, where you had to start way in the back and come forward.
Oh, what we got there?
Well, I was kissing him.
You had to kiss somebody.
He had to have come down on me. That's all right.
Get on around over here, man. These guys are just
I
right.
hate when they do that.
That guy's mad. Lenny hit me into him. That guy's mad at me. I just try to get along with everybody.
Okay. All right. I guess we've come to some kind of an understanding here. All right, now I have one more slice that I want to show you of this.
Oh, I've been dying.
This ought to be good.
Yep, and this is some good stuff
Better
here.
change his chair around. Right? Start tipping.
Yeah, you don't have to talk about it. We're just going to let it roll. This is right out of the show that we
you know
did
he's
on
gonna talk about
Dirtmania, and then I'll let you comment. So you folks might recognize this. Let's roll tape. All right, now these guys were going at it. Jim Brown in the one car, Jeff Babcock, and something bad happened.
What happened, Jeff?
Now we're going to show it to you in instant replay, just in case you didn't see it good. We'll do it again.
You put that in slow motion.
Oh, where's the fire at?
We didn't roll that long. But I do have some good footage here. Now let's just let this play out because I think there's some real good sportsmanship that shows up here. That's where it hurts, isn't it?
Yeah, coming down's the hard part.
Going up's easy.
Yeah, going up's easy, coming down's hard.
Now look who comes running into the picture here. You know, that's good sportsmanship. Yeah, it was hard racing. And, you know, I'll be the first one to say I never heard the car lift. But, you know, there's $1,000 on the line. That's a lot of money for Thunderstocks.
If it was $25,
I thought it was just fine.
You're right.
I finished second, so I had Guyton here with me, so.
Okay, so what do you think? You guys were handing it to each other?
Racing's racing, and things happen.
Everybody's got a competitive edge, but nobody wants to tear anybody up purposely or see anybody else get hurt.
That was a pretty close race.
Things just happen.
So was that a pseudo apology? Come on,
not
tell Spring.
apologizing to
Come on,
nobody.
tell Spring.
I finished fourth that night, and these two as a whole finished second and third together. So I don't know what that were. I had a bird's eye view. I just sit
I
there.
was racing, and I feel somewhere there.
You got to give the crowd what they want to see.
Oh, yeah.
If you went out there and played follow the leader, you may as well go to the Squirty Worm.
I'll live for it. I'll live for it. You guys, you always put on a great race. Quick deal on the points here. Tony leads the points with 610. Lenny, 10 points behind, and with 600. Seifert, you're sitting at 595, and Jeff, you're at 550. So you're the odd man out. But you know what? We only got 15 points between these three guys right down here, and that is going to be a hell of a show for the rest of the year, folks. You don't want to miss it because if you don't win features for the rest of the year, you aren't going to be the champion, right? All right, so that's it for these guys. When we come back, we got sprint car channel for you, and this ought to get interesting as well, so you stay right there.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for being the designated driver. You mind giving my uncle a ride home, too? No problem.
Great.
How you doing?
Why, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. The people in that bar sure were friendly. And boy, that popcorn was good, too. Not a single kernel went unpopped. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever had popcorn with cheese on it? Delicious.
Hey, let's do this again real soon. I'm free next Friday.
Oh man, I can't take the vet out with tires looking like this. Wonder where I can get a good set of performance tires around here.
That's easy. In Elida Road Tire, we have the high-performance tire to fit your Corvette.
That's not all, Rick. We have high-performance tires for all types of cars, makes and models.
And now, new to Lima, Mayhem Audio, your total car center with sound, service, and performance.
At Elida Road Tire Service, our staff is here to answer your car care questions.
Fox tonight.
We're going to Disney World.
Homer takes the family on a magical vacation.
1 churro, please.
That'll be $14. The Simpsons. Then Bobby joins a coven of witches.
I know a girl repellent when I see it. I want grandchildren. Will you fix this?
King of the Hill. And this summer, one comedy is scaling new heights.
You have to come up another rung. My ears are popping.
Malcolm. It all starts after Futurama and a new Bonsai at 7 tonight on Fox.
Hey, thanks for staying with us. All right, our next panel is sprint car drivers, and I'm just going to say this. These guys absolutely nuts. I don't know how they do it side by side like that with open wheels because the wrecks are never pretty. But these guys certainly know how to mat the gas. And when you watch them out at Lima Land, it is something to see. If you haven't been out there this year, you owe it to yourself to come watch these guys. These guys are the hot shoes in the Midwest and Ohio Valley. And with me now, some of the big names in sprint car racing. I'm going to introduce you to them right now, starting on the far end. The guy that does us proud, he's in the Tim Hogan's car, but we'll let him talk all about his sponsors, is Mike Breck, one of the good, well-respected mod drivers that's moved up into sprint car racing. Next to him, Mike Dussel, the reigning NRA champion. Right next to him, J.R. Stewart. J.R. is actually an amazing to me story because he came out of go-karts into sprint cars. Now, I don't know what kind of transition concept that is, but I'm sure J.R. can enlighten us as to what kind of a learning experience that has been. And one of the guys that everybody knows, he's been a champion. I'm not even going to try and go through it all, but Timmy Allison. Thanks for coming in tonight, guys, and we're going to talk about some cool stuff, but I'll let you each talk about your driver, your cars, your sponsors, and let everybody know who gets you to the track.
Oh, we have Valvoline sponsors, Appraisal Specialist, Fox 25, of course, Hampshire Racing Engines, Cappy Sportswear, and Tim Hogan's Carpet.
All right, Mike Dussel.
We got Doss BP is our main sponsor. We got A&S Signs and Graphics out of Fostoria, AutoZone out of Fostoria, Ohio, Burns Auto Repair, Fostoria, and also Hampshire Racing Engines.
All right, J.R. Stewart.
Main sponsors, Rutan Racing Engines. Also have Wild Wolf Motorsports, Signs of All Kinds, Jacobs Auto Repair out of Bell Fountain, and Allen Tire Limited. We've also probably got 10 other associate sponsors that help us out. We got a lot of people that help us.
And Tim Allison.
Got a lot of good sponsors. Main sponsors, Hume Supply. Another good one we have is Texas Roadhouse, Steve Doyle Homes, Brownstone Graphics, Four Seasons Masonry, Tuffy Auto Center, A&A Manufacturing, Ohio Cycle Works, Steve Marks Trucking, and good old Charlie Fisher Horsepower and a Maxim car.
All right, so let's break the ice here. We didn't get many races in at Lima Land this year so far, and we've only got 3 left, so obviously we're not getting a lot in. How does that play into the way you guys approach the last 3 races? I know, like Tony Anderson, one of the guys on our previous panel, says he's more of a points racer. He isn't always going to be up front. So how do you guys approach that?
I'm aggressive. I mean, I don't really care about the points, actually. I've won a lot of points championships. After you win a few, I mean, they're nice to have, but I'm going for the wins.
Okay, Mike?
With only 3 races left, you got to go for the wins if you're behind, and that's what we are, so just go for the wins.
We're the same way. We don't follow the points all that much. We want to win the points, just to say you did it, but every race you're out there just to win. That's all there is to it.
Timmy?
Kind of like Mike, very aggressive driver. We've won a lot of championships, a lot of points, but this year's an off year. We're struggling. Hey, we're going for the win, and we're back in the points. Ain't going to win it, so we're going to let somebody else win it for once.
Okay. All right, well, let's start out.
Now, wait a minute. For once, what's this? Come on, Allison.
Well, you said you're going to knock me off this year, so you're going to knock me off
I
this
still
year.
can. I still can.
And I hope you win it, because you deserve it. You're very aggressive. You're a good driver.
Thanks.
I do want to talk about one thing. When you look at who's leading the NRA points, Dwayne Leiber. How old is that guy?
Who knows? Old is his number, I think.
He's older. Yeah, I think he's 63
older now,
ain't he?
He's 64, 65.
He's
I hope
old
I'm
and
still
amazing.
racing and winning as
I hope I'm still
as old as
walking
he
when
is.
I'm really
Yeah.
amazing. He is. If
He's
I can
doing a
still
very good
walk,
job.
I'll try to get in a
Dwayne,
race car.
He is, and there's a good guess to win. Blow that guy halfway down the pits.
Consistent all the time. Yeah.
He is.
He's always up
That's
there.
the deal. I mean, he's going to be consistent. You can really usually count on him finishing, even if it's 7th, when we're laying up against the fence with a car tore up, he might put around there and end up 7th, and that's what it takes to win championships.
Now, I wanted Dwayne to come in, but he's out at Knoxville. He's soaking up the big race out there. But anyone know how he got his nickname Wiener?
I don't.
I know I haven't the fan side.
Everybody calls him Wiener, and I've been trying to get the lowdown on that story.
I remember being real young going to races and then calling him Wiener, though, and that's I never knew why they would call him Wiener.
All right, well, let's get to some racing because I want these guys to talk about it and give you an idea of what kind of a rush it is to drive a sprint car and what's been going on so far. We're going to start out with the first actual race of the year. And Andy Conley, again, someone that's out at Knoxville right now. Andy's been having a pretty good year, but in this race here, we have Mike Dussel. He's got to come all the way from 15th. Mike Breck's outside. Tim Allison is working hard in this race, and J.R. Stewart is in the top 10 in the start. But, okay, so they drop the green flag, and you go wide open into 1 and 2 at Lima Land. What is that like?
It's usually pretty wild at Lima. You never know what you're really going to hit.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, especially when you're starting up front, and you know you're hoping you're going to go to the front, but sometimes things don't happen. As you can see in this race, we end up tearing the race car up on the bottom of the racetrack, and normally I'm not one to run the bottom, but we got her upside down and tore her up for the year, and kind of how the season's been so far.
Now, Yoakum, this is right after you flipped, Timmy.
Flying there, no?
We didn't actually catch it on film, but
wish we could have seen that.
but it's actually interesting that you
view of
flipped your car and the wing was still good.
Yeah, it was. We actually fixed the wing and put it back on and used the wing, and we finally actually ruined it here at Eldora about 2 months ago.
And here is that's Darren Long getting collected, and you know, I don't remember who hit him, but okay. Before we go to a commercial break, I want you guys to tell me this: how much do you have to trust the guy having open wheels that you go into that corner next to? I mean, what's it like? I mean, you just do you know who's next to you?
Racing real hard.
You know who to trust and who not.
Yeah, if you run up against them long enough, you have an idea what they're going to do. I mean, there are some guys out there that you haven't the faintest idea, so you might throw a little caution then. But other than that, you just run in wide open. Just hope they don't get crossed up, because if
Hope
they do,
you
you're
get in
trouble.
their sight before something bad happens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, any of us four here, I mean, we can run wheel to wheel and not have a problem. But you know, there's certain guys that I think we all know. You know, everybody has a learning curve, and who you can race against and who you can't. You got to take the chance, but sometimes when the chance comes, you got to take it whether you want it or not. You
Right.
know, but first you got to finish. You know, to finish first. So you have to always keep that in the back of your mind too.
That's right. And,
And,
and
you know, also, if your car's not right, I'm not saying, there's been times where I've went out there and caused an accident. You know, I'm the one that got in the way, but, you know, if your car's not right, you're not going to go no place in a sprint car. I don't care how good a driver you are.
Well,
if
that's
that
a
car
fact.
is not right, you're not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Manhandle her all you want, but that car's got a mind of its own.
Eventually, it's going to beat you.
Yeah, it's going to tell you what to do.
all right. Well, let's pick the racing back up, and let's well, I guess we're going to go to commercial break. All right, guys in the control room want to go to commercial break, so we'll do one more, and then we'll come back, pick the race back up, and we'll keep talking to some of the hottest shoes in sprint car racing right here in Lima Land.
Make your move to a great career. The University of Northwestern Ohio can train you to be a qualified heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration technician in just 54 weeks. Get hands-on experience learning both commercial and residential systems with class times designed to fit your schedule. Get on your way to a new career with more satisfaction and better pay. Call to arrange a personal consultation at 419-998-3120. The University of Northwestern Ohio.
Magnum Truck and Auto, taking the world by storm. Magnum Truck and Auto, taking the world by storm. Magnum Truck and Auto, taking the world by storm.
Attention all race fans. Crawford's Furniture has everything you need to make race days more enjoyable. Lane recliners starting at $199.75. Lane sectionals as low as $13.49. Crawford's Furniture also carries the perfect way to display all of your favorite racing memorabilia with a one-of-a-kind curio cabinet from Pulaski. Be a winner today at Crawford's Furniture in Lima.
Okay, in that last race, I just want to clear it up because these guys want their names mentioned. J.R. Stewart ended up finishing third. Mike Dussel all the way to fourth. Mike Breck, Timmy Allison.
15th.
Rest assured, they weren't in the top 10. Okay, so we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about the Memorial Cup night. And this was a cool night because there was a lot of money on the line. We had the special Duel in the Dirt, which I think Kramer won that night, but we had the sod guys come down, and that was cool to say so many 360s in the pits. And we'll just get rolling here, and let's talk. JR, you started 4th, went backwards. Mike Dussel, you started 16th, went forward. Mike Breck, you were outside the top 10, made your way back into the top 10. Timmy, you didn't move a whole lot. You started and finished in the same place. So let's hear it. Talk about the track, talk about what kind of night that was.
We had to let one of the side boys win, of course, and that kind of upsetting. But
yeah,
well, that was the
I
first
think
time
the track
he came
was
to our
really
track.
slick that
He'd
night.
never
I know
been
my
there.
car wasn't the greatest that night.
I had to start 16th for
I mean,
that.
even though I did move up, I really don't think that we was all that good that night.
We had a good car going.
I think, I mean, it seems there, it looks like I was trying to work the top, but I don't think the top was there that night.
I think we just missed it apparently too, the way it looked, because we didn't charge forward. You know, it's neat having the sod guys come down, having a co-sanctioned race, and you know, we went back up there in the
do that more
fall.
often.
And they need to do that a little bit more often. I mean, get a
Good car count.
Yeah, good car count, a different group of guys coming in, race with different guys, and I think it's a neat deal to do.
Now, I got to tell you guys something. I know who told Dustin Daggett what gear to run. It was Ron Hammond's brother.
Yeah, it was.
He was running around bragging about that in the pits. And what's up with that?
Yeah, you got to watch it. You tell that guy.
You know, and I don't know. I mean, you can every motor's different. You know, you can run the same gear. Probably all 4 of us sitting here probably don't run the same gear at Lime. Everybody's motor's different. Every can's different. But
At least it gave him a starting point, though.
right, yeah. And we hate to see that.
Yeah.
We hate to see the sod guy win at our home track, but hey, he was fast.
Anybody that come to line
That's all right. Well,
car bets like that is good. You gotta hand it to him.
Yeah.
That's a
He
tough
done a good
deal to
job.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he comes back for the King of the Quarter. I don't know if he'll show up or not because he's eligible for it.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's right. That's right. And that's something else. You know, we've had so few races. I mean, it's...
I don't even know if any of us is eligible yet. We're hoping
I'm
us
not
4 sitting here. I know we're not, so...
no, Mike Dussel came the closest.
I think we only have
Jeff
like, what, 2 or
Williams is
3
in it.
cars right
Williams, Yoakum, Daggett, Wilson.
Yeah, we had our money
Won't be much of a race.
on Dussel that night. I lost $100 to him. He had that baby in the bag, and I guess he missed the spot.
Now, on this night, I will say this. Tim Seitz jumped the start. You could see he was out. I mean, I don't think Dustin Daggett caught him that night.
He was cruising.
But he jumped the start, and evidently, and these are things I'm learning myself, at Lima Land, we don't stop the race.
No.
We wait until the next caution, and then we penalize.
Yeah,
so.
good thing they go non-stop, and he would have really been disappointed if they called the victory lane.
Yeah.
Did he?
I know his car owners were pretty upset. They said he didn't jump, but I didn't get to see it, so, I mean, it's, you know, everybody sees it from a different angle, but he was definitely fast.
Right, now, I don't know how them ladies score you. You know, I have a lot of respect for the scores because when you guys get to going around and you're so fast and you're clicking off lap times that fast, I mean, can you imagine what kind of a nightmare that is to score?
I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, yeah.
I could score one car
Complained
and
about
that's
it a lot,
it.
but
And I could read your guys' numbers, them modifieds. I don't know what their problem is. I think we need to have a new rule on big numbers for modifieds because I'm getting old.
I think what would be a neat deal if they was to get like a transponder. I mean, that would eliminate a lot of the calls. I mean, you know, there's other tracks that have them, but I think that would be pretty neat. I mean, not saying the scorers, they do a very good job, trust me. But, you know, I think the transponders would help guys if they have a problem, you know.
It'll take care of a lot of arguments.
Yeah, there you go, Mike. Take out the arguments.
Well, maybe Jeff will put that on his Christmas list from Santa this year. I can't fathom what that would cost.
I don't think he can buy anything.
I think he better just pray for sunshine on it and put that on the Christmas list.
I'm hammering him for a dome so we can go year round.
I'd be all for that.
Oh, yeah.
Race year round.
But yeah, this is right after on this restart here when Andy spun out is when Seitz got penalized and Daggett
left after this.
Yeah, he did. He just checked out. And his motor, you know, I'll say this. As I was listening to him go around, his motor was insanely quiet. I mean, like you guys, I think Seitz has got the loudest motor out there. When he comes by me and he cleans his motor out on track, I mean, he's loud.
You heard the 11X one or not?
That's
loud.
That's loud too, but his motor just purred. I mean, I could barely. One time when he went by, I said, "Is his motor still running?" Because I thought he broke and was coasting.
Probably got some super quiet mufflers on it. You know, we got mufflers on ours though. They call them mufflers.
There's Dwayne, and I think that's Yoakum going at it there.
But I mean,
Dwayne and
another
Steve
guy,
get me confused all the time now this year. They go and switch colors, and I don't know which one's which.
I mean, another guy that I know he's probably out of the race now, but Andy Conley. I mean, what a turnaround.
Yeah.
I mean, he woke a lot of eyes up in the last couple of weeks.
Did he ever drive anything before the sprint cars? That Andy?
I don't know.
I think so.
All right, let's come back up on the panel here. I want to talk points real quick. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the points right now. We have 2 different points races going, the Limerland Elworth 360 sprint car points, and then also the University of Northwestern Ohio NRA sprints. These guys compete at other tracks for the NRA title, obviously Limerland for the Elworth points. And in the Elworth points right now, Steve Leiber out front, so Leiber's leading both of them. Yoakum's only 10 behind him. Mike Dussel, one of our panel members, is only 40 behind. J.R. Stewart sitting 65 behind. Mike Brecht, 115 behind. And Tim.
Too far. Don't even bring it up.
Okay, Tim says too far, don't even bring it up. Okay, so we got double points, though, so anybody can make a big move. Big move.
Yeah, I think the top couple, yep. I mean, it ain't going to help us any, so the battle's up for these guys here. I mean, Mike's got a shot at it. Dussel's got a shot. JR.
These guys have to drop out in order for me to have a shot.
That's about what's going to happen to make this deal work. Some guys got a break or something.
Mother Nature's won more than we have.
I'm over that. All right, I'll take the bat on that one. All right, now NRA, we got Dwayne Wiener leading. He's at 8:31. Darren Long's at 8:07. Mike Breck sitting at 8:06. Dussel at 7:81. J.R. Stewart, you're at 7:80, so you guys are real close together. And then Timmy, you're at 6:76. So that right there is pretty much shaking itself out, right? I mean,
It's going to be tough to catch Wiener in that deal.
He's going to be consistent. There's no doubt in my mind, because I'm sure he wants this championship.
Yeah, no man don't
All
make
right,
mistakes.
we're going to take one more break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll wind this show right up.
Fox Tuesday, it's an all-new special when the juniors perform in concert with some of music's biggest stars. You're in for an incredible show. Plus, don't miss an extraordinary duet with Ruben Studdard, American Juniors Concert Special.
Then, can a kid from the wrong side of the tracks
You're into her, huh? Man, are you in trouble?
make it in a world of privilege and temptation?
We can't stay here. We've got to find his mother.
He doesn't want to find her. An all-new OC. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday. She's an international pop icon. One of the world's sexiest superstars. But this isn't Britney Spears. She's a teacher from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. This summer, ordinary people with extraordinary voices will be transformed into their favorite stars. And the best impersonation wins a huge cash prize.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Performing As, a new series where music fantasies come true. Premieres Tuesday, August 26th on Fox.
Here comes the sophomore, Pablo Ampuero. He's a master of disaster, a picture in literature, and a stunning 38-0 in Pop Pad quizzes. Let's get ready to conjugate verbs.
All right, man, I think it's been a hell of a show. Hope you enjoyed it. These guys all been very gracious to come down and spend time with us. Like I said, we tape on Thursday nights and, next night's racing, so I wouldn't want to leave my car. Now, coming up, we do have the Vern Fricky Thunderstock Select. We'll have those highlights for you next. Then after that, it's Pepsi Cola night, actually almost a four-banger Friday because the midgets will be back. So remember this, if you ain't got dirt in your teeth, you ain't racing. I'll see you next week.